Zorin versus Linux Mint, the Windows user's ultimate leap. Tired of Windows but dreading the Linux learning curve? Today we put two of the friendliest distros head-to-head, Zorin OS and Linux Mint, so you can pick the one that turns that scary leap into an easy glide. Which one feels like home the moment you log in? Let's find out. Quick summary. Short verdict. Both are excellent for Windows switchers. Zorin is built to feel like Windows out of the box and leans into polished, beginner-focused UX. Linux Mint focuses on a familiar, stable desktop experience with practical tools for everyday use. Pick Zorin if you want the most Windows-like first impression and curated premium extras. Pick Mint if you want a conservative, battle-tested desktop, robust recovery tools, and a hugely helpful community. First impressions, look and workflow. Zorin. Desktop layouts that mimic Windows, taskbar, start-like menu, and look changer style options that make the transition visually familiar.
The UI leans modern and opinionated to reduce choices for newcomers. Mint, the Cinnamon desktop, its flagship, looks and behaves like a traditional desktop with a panel and menu that Windows users will recognize. Mint also offers Mate and XFCE if you need lighter options. The feel is conservative and very stable. Install and software. Installer and setup. Both use GUI installers and make default choices that work for most users. Zorin includes a curated set of apps in its Pro editions. Mint ships a minimal but complete set. App stores and packaging. Mint favors the traditional APT stack with its software manager and integrates Flatpak support. It's pragmatic and conservative. Zorin uses the GNOME-style software app and supports Flatpak. Zorin Pro comes with extra pre-installed apps and premium layouts. You can choose to enable/disable Flatpak other stores if you prefer. Performance and hardware friendliness.
Everyday performance. Cinnamon and Zorin's GNOME-based desktop are both reasonably snappy on modern hardware. Cinnamon is well optimized for mid-range machines. Zorin emphasizes smoother animations and responsiveness for new users. Older machines. Mint's Mate and XFCE editions are excellent for older laptops, light, stable, and low RAM use. Zorin offers light editions targeted at very low-spec devices. Check each distro's system requirements before you install. Updates, stability, and recovery. Release and support model. Linux Mint bases its major releases on Ubuntu LTS, offering long support windows and predictable updates. That makes Mint a safe choice for users who want a set-it-and-forget-it system. Snapshots and rollback. Mint integrates Timeshift, system snapshots, for easy rollback after a bad update, a huge help for newcomers. Zorin users can use Timeshift too, but Mint has it more tightly integrated into its workflow. Unique features and extras. Zorin OS, Zorin Connect, phone integration, and curated desktop layouts that mimic Windows, macOS. Zorin Pro is a paid edition that bundles premium layouts, extra apps, and themes. Useful if you want a turnkey, polished environment. Pro is sold via Zorin's site. Linux Mint. Timeshift, snapshots for system safety, and Warpinator, a dead simple local file sharing tool that Windows users will find intuitive. Mint's tooling aims to solve practical desktop problems. Community and support. Linux Mint has a very large active forum and years of community support for troubleshooting and tutorials. Zorin has an accessible forum and a commercial arm, Pro/support, that appeals to users wanting paid assistance or a more packaged product. Both communities are friendly. Mint leans community-centric. Zorin offers both community and optional paid support. Who should choose which? Switchers who want zero friction. Choose Zorin. The visual familiarity and curated experience lower the anxiety of change. great for non-technical users, classrooms, and people who want a Windows-style desktop immediately. Switchers who want conservative reliability and recovery tools. Choose Linux Mint. Better integrated snapshot tools, a conservative update philosophy, and multiple desktop options. Cinnamon, Mate, XFCE for different hardware. Budget note: you can use both distros for free. Zorin Pro is optional paid polish if you want it. Final verdict: if you're moving from Windows and want the most comfortable visual landing spot, Zorin wins on day one familiarity. If you want long-term stability, snapshots, and an extremely practical toolbox for everyday desktop tasks, Linux Mint is the safer long-term bet. Both are excellent. Pick the one that matches how hands-on you want to be. Practical next steps. Try before you commit. Make a live USB with Rufus or Balena Etcher and boot both, no install required. Test hardware. Check Wi-Fi, fingerprint if relevant, and battery life. Backup and migrate. Take a Windows backup, export your browser bookmarks, and be ready to use Timeshift if you choose Mint. Finally, which one should you try first? If you want my personal pick for absolute beginners, Zorin, for the friendliest day one experience. For users who want low-stress maintenance and recovery tools, Mint. Want to walk through making a live USB and installing either one? Drop a comment and I'll make that next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for timestamps, pros, cons clips, and downloadable checklists. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for daily videos. Bye.